From the studio of WTAP Plus, you're watching Women of the MOV with host Phyllis Smith.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Women of the MOV podcast. I am here today with Natalie Cook, the owner of In Motion Physical Therapy. Mm-hmm. That's correct. Mm-hmm. And here she is. Hello, Natalie. How are you?
Hello.
It's good to have you. Thank you for coming into the studio today.
Yeah, thank you for asking me.
Yes. And so I know we were talking a little bit before. We're both Vienna girls. And your business is in Vienna?
Yep.
Great. And can you tell me a little bit more about how you opened In Motion?
Well, I had worked in corporate physical therapy in Pittsburgh right out of school, and I kind of saw the model of high volume, 4 patients every hour, juggling multiple different patients at once, and how difficult that was for what I had learned in school was not that. And I knew I didn't want to do that. I made it a year for a company up there, and then I moved back home to work for another private practice, and I liked their model much better. They did a lot of training, and they did a lot of patient-centered treatment rather than trying to push volume. And eventually that ultimately was their goal down the road, but they inspired me to go into golf fitness training, and I found that I really liked the way they saw how long they saw patients, and the frequency of the care was better, but it was also still productivity based, and I understand that now, owning a business, why they did that, but I just really wanted it to be not only about the patient, but have a good place for staff to come, where they didn't feel like they were like overburdened by their day.
Right, four patients every hour.
That's a lot.
That is
like 40 a day.
Ah, my gosh, that is a lot. But rough. I've heard all kinds of good things about In Motion. What kind of services do you offer?
We have a lot of specialties. I did that on purpose. I noticed when I moved back here that there wasn't a lot offered, and physical therapy has so much to offer. So we have pelvic health, which is pelvic floor rehab for. It can be for men or women, but a lot of times it's for postpartum or patients that are going through breast cancer, prostate cancer, things like that. And we do offer orthopedics, like every other physical therapy office, and post-surgery. But we have other specialties. We have a therapist that does on-site physical therapy to businesses for ergonomics or lifting or helping people stay at work and stay healthy at work. And then we have a sports clinic, and we do performance testing. And then we have a neuro center that has physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech all in one place. Wow. And where it's a certified Parkinson's disease center. So that's very unique for an outpatient clinic.
Wow. I didn't know you had all that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And your specialty is golf?
Yeah, I like working with athletes. I like to do CrossFit. I like to run. So I think those are my people. But I treat a little bit of everything. I think golfers are probably the most of my patient caseload.
And you probably also do people maybe like getting out of nursing homes, like a lot of rehabilitation.
Yeah, I'd say the neuro center does a lot of that because they do a lot of balance training and things for just general deconditioning. But each office kind of has its own personality and its own patient population that it's kind of suited for.
So what was it like trying to recruit all those people needed to make that happen?
Yeah, I did have a vision in mind of what specialties I wanted to have. So it wasn't easy, but they kind of just fell into my lap.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they weren't happy where they were. They moved from out of town. Like Cassie Cochran, her husband's from here, and they were living in Hilton Head, and they moved back. And she said, I love treating patients with Parkinson's. I'm certified in LSVT Big, which is a specific thing for Parkinson's patients. And she said that, if I ever have the opportunity to open a clinic, I'd love to open a neuro center. So that was kind of her vision. And yeah, I think the rest just kind of fell into my lap.
So it kind of sounds like if somebody needs something, you kind of have the resources or know probably where to point them.
Yeah, we have all the niche areas of physical therapy all in our office. So
and
it's nice. A lot of clinics will have like a pelvic health physical therapy clinic, or they'll have a hands therapy physical therapy clinic, or a balance clinic, where we kind of have all of that.
That's great, especially
specialists.
right in Vienna, and then you have an office in Parkersburg as well.
Yeah, that's the neuro center. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when you were in undergrad, did you ever think about you would maybe own your own practice?
Well, not exactly. I did. So now you do an undergrad in any science. You go on to postgrad for a doctorate for physical therapy. So my undergrad was in chemistry.
Oh, okay.
And I thought, well, I'll want to do something to help people. I knew I wanted to help people through movement, but I thought, I'll go to medical school. So I went to medical school at WVU, and I realized that was not a good fit for me. I felt like they were focusing a lot on what to prescribe as far as medicine and not a lot of emphasis on nutrition or wellness and exercise, the other things that can really help somebody heal from chronic disease. They just kind of push pharmaceuticals, and I didn't really agree with that. So I went and applied for physical therapy school, and in PT school we did a class where you got to draw up if you had a private practice, what would you want it to look like? What would you draw up? And I had a kind of an outpatient physical therapy office with a sports clinic attached to it, which is what my Vienna office is now. So,
and a sports clinic, what does that kind of mean?
We just have different equipment. We have an
okay.
anti-gravity treadmill. So let's say maybe you had a stress fracture or you have shin splints and you can't run. You can get in that anti-gravity treadmill and you'd be able to run offloaded. We have different equipment for strength testing, for performance testing, different functional movement assessments that can tell us, are you ready to go back to running or working out or just soccer if you play a sport. We have all of that in the sports clinic. We have specialists in that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yes, and then you went to, was it Florida?
Florida Gulf Coast, yeah.
That sounds like it was nice.
Yeah, the PT school at WVU is right with the med school. It's all in one big clump. And so since I was no longer going to be in med school, I felt like I needed to just go somewhere entirely different. And my grandma had a little condo in a retirement community in Florida, so
that works.
I lived in her place and went to school down there.
Wonderful. So how long have you had In Motion Physical Therapy?
It's been 11 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So were there any sharp learning curves when you first opened?
Oh my. Yes. Yeah. They don't teach you in physical therapy school how to do accounting or marketing or how to get authorization for an insurance claim or how to do medical billing or any of the things come with the private practice. They don't teach you any of that. So you hire people in hopes they know how to do it. And
did you have to learn on the
something
fly?
I had to learn,
kinda?
yeah.
Yeah. Was that intimidating?
Oh, yeah. I'm still learning. I think I learned something today about billing.
Just imagine how many different things you have to kind of encounter.
Yeah, you wear a lot of hats when you're in a business, but I think especially in the medical field because you are up against the insurance company to try to get payment, and sometimes it's a little bit of a fight.
I can just imagine. Now, are there any stories of patients that you've really felt like, wow, I'm really doing something important, or have you been really inspired by somebody's story?
I mean, yeah, all the time. I'd say, yeah, every day. Mostly it's watching my staff do their job because they are really good. They're amazing at what they do. To think of one in particular, I had a lady that had a stroke, and I knew her family through my family's in the car business, and it was another car dealer's relationship to them. And she had no use of her arm. She came in and she said, I like to do all these different things. I'm active. I like to cook. I can't use my arm. And it wasn't my specialty to do stroke rehab, but I thought, hey, I'll give it a go. She said, I've been to PT. It didn't help. But I just thought I'd try something different because I knew your family. And I saw her at the grocery store a couple weeks ago, and she would never know she had a stroke. So
really?
She looked perfectly normal. She was reaching for stuff and grabbing things and pushing the cart, and she was actually helping another lady that needed help.
That's so nice. Yeah.
I was really excited to see her.
I was thinking about what you said. Sometimes preventative is kind of not, it's like more like prescribe. Mm-hmm. Would you say that, taking a preventative approach is a better idea toward wellness?
In my biased opinion, yes. I mean, I have been on this tangent lately, I feel like, with that topic. Part of what I was telling you, the on-site physical therapy that we offer is prevention, like trying to get their workstation set up in a better position and make sure they don't get headaches or neck pain or back pain. I think physical therapy is at the forefront of prevention as far as our field. But instead of pushing that and promoting that, I think we wait until somebody breaks their leg or they have a very serious arthritic problem or a chronic pain problem that it's kind of past the point and we're just trying to put a Band-Aid on it and we're trying to fix it and get them back. But if we could get them when they just have a little issue here or there, a little asymmetry here or there, and preventatively keep all of this other stuff from happening, I think we could really make some movements in overall wellness for everybody. I mean, especially in this area.
Absolutely. How did you come up with the name?
Well, I had like 10 names. My mom and I wrote them down, and she had one, BFit Physical Therapy, because I ultimately got into it because I love fitness and exercise, and that was a way to promote that. But I don't know. We just had a big list, and In Motion just kept sticking out, and right. I liked it.
Yeah,
I wanted it to have movement in the name or some type of because I think movement is medicine, and so I don't know. I just thought In Motion worked.
Yeah, absolutely. So, do you have any plans to expand or any exciting things going on right now?
Nothing in the works. I would love to have a functional fitness gym. I've looked for a building for several years. I just haven't found the right fit. I'd love to have a place that's it would have physical therapy in it, but the preventative side, the performance side of physical therapy that often you don't see, but then also have workout classes and some of the things that aren't already offered in town. I think that would be a great adjunct to what we're already doing, because we have patients that'll get out of pain, they get to feeling better, and then we send them out to go play pickleball, and they come back like, oh my gosh, I've now done this other thing to myself, because they weren't really ready for their performance part. But physical therapy and the way the insurance model reimburses us, we can't get them there. We can get them back to walking normally, getting up from a chair, maybe doing a little bit of hopping and jogging, but we can't get them back to a pickleball game and prepare them for that. So I think there's a gap there that we need to bridge, and I think that would be the way we could do it.
Great. Is there anything else you'd kind of like to add? Is there anything you think about physical therapy that maybe people don't understand or they have misconceptions about?
I think a lot of people think physical therapy is either primarily a massage or primarily a flow sheet that they get and they're told to go do exercises. And those two pieces are some of what we do, but it's so small of what the tools that we have. I mean, there is so much more advancement in what we can offer with just trigger point dry needling and muscle release techniques. And then there's, we learn adjustments similar to what a chiropractor can do. We learn a lot of those in school. When they don't see us when they think of back pain, they think of going to a chiropractor, which there is value in that. And I totally understand, where that comes into play too. But I think physical therapy just gets a reputation that we are just kind of giving you a massage, send you home with exercises. And there's so much more to it than that.
Yes. Do you all do that cupping stuff?
Yeah, we do cupping.
You do?
Yeah, pretty much anything you name that physical therapy does, we do it.
Oh, okay.
We do blood flow restriction training. I think we're the only place in town that does it right now. And it's a great tool to help people develop strength after surgery, but just strength in general. If you have a weakness on one side, and most of us do compared to the other side, we put this cuff on you and it decreases the circulation into the limb and tricks your brain into believing you're under a heavy load and heavy stress, but you really aren't. And then once we release the cuff, it sends all the muscle builders into your limb to help rebuild muscle 3 times better than it would with just a normal strengthening exercise. And people don't realize that we have those tools.
It sounds like you're very knowledgeable about all kinds of different things.
Some things, yeah.
I know it's kind of funny. People, ask like AI,
I know.
how to do stuff, or I know people go on YouTube and they look at stuff, but
we have people come in all the time, be like, I looked this up and WebMD said to do this, and I'm like, well, I see where that maybe would work, but that doesn't fit what you need.
Right. There's nothing better than somebody who actually knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, I think so.
So you've always been interested in exercise and fitness?
Yeah, I just always played sports, and I was always active. And as I quit playing sports, I found exercise was a good substitute. But yeah, I do like to play golf still. I play pickleball. I like to be involved in a lot of things in town as far as different activities. So I think that movement is medicine, and that's where I think a lot of physicians maybe don't understand the importance of that.
Did you go to PHS?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Nice. Did you play sports there?
Yeah, I played golf and tennis.
Oh, great. Great.
Which I guess is why I've picked up pickleball here later.
Oh, yeah. I love pickleball. Yep. It's fun. But a lot of injuries, you know.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
If you're not
I
careful.
know. It's like the weekend warrior. You go out and you go full blast on the pickleball court, and they like tear their calf or their.
I know people fall a lot, like or get concussed.
Yeah. Yes.
Get kind of brutal out there.
I'm actually working on a series right now to just put on social media, like, what should you do before you go take a bike ride to warm up? What should you do before you play pickleball?
Do some prep.
What should you do before you go play golf?
Right.
Just to get your body primed for the sport instead of just playing pickleball lightly or biking slowly. That's not warming you up.
I feel like that would help prevent a lot of injury, actually taking some prep.
About the prevention part.
Yeah. Yes. Well, is there anything you would like to add?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think
we covered a lot of it.
Yeah.
So, and you guys are in that little strip mall area in Vienna?
Yeah, there's a strip mall. It's like across from the Fusion Steakhouse.
Right.
And then we're in a separate building at the end of the strip mall. A lot of people don't even realize that we're there. It's a big brick building. But they'll say, you mean the bank? I'll say, no, by the bank.
Yeah.
And then the other one's off of Emerson, like as you go across the toll bridge. You would run into it right there by Dawn Wellness on the left. So.
Is that where you've always been located?
The Vienna was my primary,
Oh, and you've been there for the last...
And then we opened Neuro 2 years ago.
Wow. Has there ever been a time when you were discouraged or you thought, like, how am I going to get through this? And how did you, if you felt that way?
Yeah, I felt that a lot lately with... just the changes that the insurance companies have been making over the last 6 months or year with requiring more paperwork to get authorization to see a patient, requiring more documentation. They've been auditing a lot more stringently with our documentation. And my girls are very compliant. They're very thorough, but I still have to look through all that stuff. And I just think the administrative burden of dealing with the insurance company is my biggest challenge. And starting January 1, I started to learn medical billing, and that has been eye-opening in a lot of good ways and a lot of not so great ways. So I think that's been the thing I've just really been buckling down, and I've been like focusing on learning that and figuring out the best way that we can do it to make sure that our providers are getting paid for what they're doing.
Right. And like you were saying, like, I feel like that kind of impedes what you're trying to do to help people.
Yeah. I mean, I think however many claims we have right now that are denied in our denial bucket, I just think if we could get those paid, we could get this new piece of equipment for our Parkinson's population, or we could get another blood flow restriction cuff that are very expensive and things that we really need. And yeah, that's been my biggest challenge.
Sounds like you have to be pretty resourceful.
I think you have to just be persistent.
Persistent.
I always say I'm the squeakiest wheel.
Oh, that's good. Persistent and preparation.
Yes.
Well, Natalie, thank you for coming on today.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it. And that's been another Women of the MOV podcast. I'll see you all next time.